Guess what? It's Christmas very soon. It's coming. And I love Christmas. I think it's a great time of year. I like setting up decorations and getting the house looking nice and having people around, and it's just a great time of year, so I'll always look forward to it. Setting up the decorations is a bit hard sometimes, but the end result makes it all worth it. So in this video we're going to make a couple of Christmas decorations. One of them is just a simple star, the other one is a gingerbread man. They're not complex. One of the star is quite easy, gingerbread man is a little bit more fiddly, but I think you'll find them interesting, and if you do anything like go to markets or anything like that, they're good sellers, and they're also nice little presents or just for your own tree, hanging them on your own tree. So I hope you'll enjoy this video. Now you may not be aware that memberships are back, and if you were around when I started them some time ago and then stopped them, you may remember that the problem I had was that at that time I had a lot of things happening in my life, and I found it difficult to deliver on the content. But now things are different, everything's settled down, and hopefully going to stay that way. I've brought memberships back because I really believe I can give you some valuable content. It's not expensive. Please have a look at it at least and see whether you may find it useful to you. There are some great benefits in there. Some of them are a bit of fun, like you've got a badge next to your name in the comments. You get emojis to use, that type of thing. But there are other things like we've got member-only community posts. But one of the most important things in there will be member-only videos. Now, I do a lot of videos on tests and some tips and that sort of thing. Or I should say I've done some videos on tests and tips in the past, but I haven't done a lot. And there are a lot of things that I don't video. So I've decided I'm going to video all these things, and I'm going to put them up there for members. So that should be a really valuable extra for you, especially if you're serious in what you're doing and you really want to learn, and especially if you want to save a bit of money, because I'll do the tests, which means you have to do less tests. So please consider looking at memberships. I'd really appreciate that. Now, if you want to find out more about memberships, there's the join button, which should be right next to the subscribe button on a PC and maybe an Android. I'm not too sure. I don't have an Android phone. But on an iPhone, there is no join button. If you have a look at this graphic up here, just below where the logo is and my name is on an iPhone, there's a link. If you click on that link, it will take you to a browser where you can have a look at what memberships offer and hopefully choose to join. Now, if memberships are not interesting to you, don't forget you can always subscribe. And if you like this video at the end of it, give me that thumbs up and share it to your friends or anybody that may get some value out of it. And there is that thanks button down the bottom there where I would really appreciate your support. Now, if you've used that thanks button, thank you very much. I really appreciate that support. So let's get on with it now. And as usual, it's design, materials, and equipment. Okay, this is the little star that I'm going to make. It's quite simple. You've probably seen a lot of these around, and some of them get very complex, but I don't have the time for it. And if I wanted to sell this, I really don't want to put a lot of time or a lot of glass into it. Not for Christmas. You just, you want to keep the price down for Christmas, or at least I do. So I'm using some 6mm strips of clear that I already had cut for other reasons. And I've just come to a random length here. And what I've done is I've cut a little angle on the ends of these, and that's about 60 degrees. I've then taken that piece, I've put it up against there, marked it so I know where that piece will fit, and these will be equal in length. Put the other one in and did the same to get the end there, so then I'll cut that off there. So it's going to be what, a 6-star, 6-sided or 6-pointed star, I should say. And then for the ends here, I've done something very similar. I've just taken some of the same 6mm strip, cut some angles on it, and butted them up against there. Now what I'll do to help this all fuse together is I'm going to put a little piece of this blue, pick whatever colour you like, across the top of there. And I've got another little piece of blue that I'm going to throw on there without moving anything. And everything should fuse together well. Now how will I hang these, or how should anybody hang these? I will have a little bit of ribbon that I will tie around here, and that's how I'll hang them. You could put a bit of high temp high temp wire in there if you wanted. Or of course make up your own design. I don't think it's that critical, but I just like it simple. So I'm just going to take some nice ribbon and tie it around there, and that's how you'll hang it. And tie another knot on the other end so it forms a loop, and that's how you hang it. You could also sandblast these to give them that icy frosted look as well. Of course, I should mention all this is Bullseye 90 COE glass, so the firing schedules will be just for that. Make sure you adjust them for your COE and your kiln. Stay safe, make sure you wear your masks and safety goggles and all the rest when you're working with glass. So that's the first project, which is just this little star. So this is the second project, which is a little gingerbread man. Now, I am going to be using my ring saw on this one, so I suppose you could hand cut the shape out and then sort of chip it out. But if you've got a ring saw or something, that'll be far better. Now, I'm using 3mm clear and 2mm on the top. This is the closest I've got to gingerbread colour. And this, I don't know what the colour is called, because believe it or not, that code doesn't exist in the latest Bullseye manual that I've got. So, or catalogue I should say. So I'm not too sure what 110 is, but it sort of looks caramel to me. So what the plan is that I am going to stick this on a piece of clear, cut it out, same thing on this, and cut it out on the ring saw. And then I'll full fuse that, and I will add a little bail at the top with a little bit of high temp wire. So that'll go between the caramel and the clear. And so I'll full fuse that first. And then these little bits here and these bits, I'm going to use a bit of stringer on these. And I'm going to use, I think I've got some dots there that I can use for that, and a bit of stringer for the mouth, not mouse. And there'll be these, I'm not sure what colour yet. I'll actually do a little test at the same time and put the different colours on here and see which looks the best. So that's the plan on that one. Of course, you can do this, it's something I must say, you can do this with just 3mm of this sort of colour if you've got it. You don't need to do what I'm doing here. This will actually make it much thicker, but I'm only doing it this way because I don't have any 3mm glass that has a colour that's anywhere close to being a gingerbread man. What I should have said is that the stringers and these little buttons and that, they'll only be tack fused on, so that's why I'm going to full fuse the whole thing first, and then I'll get these little bits made up and I'll tack fuse them on. can see here, cutting is all done. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to full fuse it, and hopefully it'll all round out. Make sure you clean the edges really well, keep them wet when you cut it, and brush them and clean them really well before you fuse. This one is all laid up as well. I'll get them all in the kiln. We'll do a full fuse and hopefully they'll both come out fine. This type of thing sometimes doesn't come out quite right, but it's fairly simple, so hopefully it'll be fine. So this is the end result for our little star. It's worked out nice. I've just tied a bit of ribbon on there. Of course, you can put a bail on there with the high temp wire if you like. You could have put that at the top up here. You can just glue on a bail if you wanted. It's totally up to you, but I think the ribbon looks nice and it's nice and simple. Now, you could make these in all sorts of colours, and I'm sure you've seen them before. Some of them are quite large, and if the larger, the more complex you can make the pattern as well. Obviously, you can put different colours. Transparent colours always look good. You can put bits of dichro on it. So you can be very creative with these, and they always look good on the tree. So now we come to our little gingerbread man. After the first firing, the full fuse, he's come out really good. Got a nice shape. And these little bits here are what I am going to now tack fuse on to do the final decoration. Now, I decided not to put the high temp wire in the top. Instead, I've left it as it is, and I'm going to glue on a bail on the back. Your choice, you can put a high temp wire on it there, glue on a bail. And if you really wanted to, I suppose you could drill a hole in his head. That wouldn't be my choice though. Now, I've been through my collection of little dots, these little things, and I've picked out 2 yellow ones for the eyes and 3 green ones for the buttons. And I've made up some little pieces of a stringer here to do the little decorations on the legs and the arms. Now I'm going to add on all these decorations, and it'll take me a little while because my shake and everything, and you'll at least see where I'm going to put them. So I'll just lay these up without gluing them on, just so you can see how it will look. So there we go, that's the idea. I will glue these all on. So we've got 2 eyes, and we've got a little mouth and a little bit of decoration on the arms and legs, and 3 buttons in the middle. So I'll glue them on, clean everything up, glue them on, and then do a tack fuse to put it all together. The other thing we have is a little gingerbread man. He's quite cute, worked out well. A little bit fiddly with a couple of things, like putting these little bits of stringer on and that. But yeah, well worth it, I think. He's a bit more like a caramel man than a gingerbread man, but hey, maybe if I made it out of something a bit browner, if I had it, that would have looked a little bit more like gingerbread. But other than that, quite happy with that. I think you'll agree with me that making the star, this one's really simple. You can get very complex with these stars. As I said, you can make them bigger than this and add more little decorations on them. As you know, snowflakes are infinite in their design, so you can go crazy with these sorts of things, and they still look great. And a little bit of ribbon, I don't know, it just sets them off. So give them a go if you haven't already. If you have made some and you've got photos, don't forget, go to my website and post them there. You'll go to the contact page and you can send them to me there. and I will share them on the community with everybody else. If you want to keep it a secret, don't send me a photo. And the gingerbread man, that worked out really well as well. So I'm quite happy with both of those. I think they've achieved exactly what I wanted. Now, if you've got any questions or other comments about it, don't forget to put them in the comments section below, and I'll get to answer them as soon as I can. And for now, there's a couple of suggested videos up there. Don't forget the subscribe button is in the middle right there. Turn on your notifications. And until the next video, I'll say bye for now.